What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another Fallout discussion video that I want to go over with you guys, and in today's video I actually wanted to talk about a possible Fallout 4 next generation version. Is it going to be coming soon? You know, what to potentially expect. I have actually made a video very similar to some of the stuff that I want to talk about today, where, you know, I did actually title it, why a Fallout 4 Special Edition makes sense. Of course, you know, I talked about some of the things that I wanted to be in it, but I also wanted to furthermore elaborate in this video as kind of like a part 2 on what I think, you know, more and more they should add, you know, again, some potential on when we could potentially getting a release date, because again, I didn't really answer that in the other videos, so I thought, you know what, let's just go over it today. So again, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about by Fallout 4 next generation, it's basically, you know, Fallout 4 is on the Xbox One and PS4, and if you have bought an Xbox Series X, I believe it is actually backwards compatible, you know, from the Xbox One. I don't think it is, you know, from the PS5. Again, Bethesda are known to not really exactly do remasters, but this wouldn't exactly be a remaster. So basically, again, a couple of years ago, Bethesda actually released a game called The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. Of course, you know, this game did extremely well and is one of Bethesda's most sold games, and pretty much this was just kind of a remastered version for, of course, the updated console, but it actually did add quite a bit. You know, this game was supposed to be sort of the thing that was, you know, going to introduce mods, which of course it did. It introduced mods onto, you know, the PS4 and Xbox One, but then it kind of, you know, did a couple other things. It improved graphics, they improved the engine a little bit. Of course, they ended up adding the Creation Club, that kind of came in there, and of course it was more sales and also funding for their other games, while also being an experiment to see if they could port, you know, games over to the new generation, which ended up leading to Fallout 4. Of course, Fallout 4 comes out and was extremely successful. Pretty much in Fallout 4 as well, pretty much they actually wanted to add a co-op feature, but thought it would take away from the game single-player focus. And again, they just didn't have enough time and stuff to do that. Therefore, that actually ended up being an experiment and turned into another game, Fallout 76. Now we fast forward all the way to 2021, where Bethesda are expected to announce Starfield, you know, release date at the 2021 E3. I believe Starfield will come out in 2021, and then of course, you know, we'll kind of go on from there. I think what will happen is, I actually believe Bethesda might announce a Fallout 4 Special Edition, and I don't think it will come out in 2021. The reason why I don't think it will come out in 2021 is I believe they're going to want to make sure all the attention is on Fallout 76 and Starfield, of course, for the time being. Starfield will come out, I think, probably like November 2020, and then I think a really big Fallout 76 update will come out sometime maybe October, you know, well, late September, maybe early October. So again, you get a couple months to play the new Fallout 76 update, which is supposed to be a continuation of the Brotherhood of Steel update they added to Fallout 76, which was called Steel Dawn. There's also rumors they're going to be adding a thing called Expeditions, which is basically a thing where we'll be able to travel to different parts of America. For example, one from leaks that we've had, it looks like we're going to be able to travel back to the Capital Wasteland, you know, Fallout 3's Capital Wasteland, but 200 years before that game takes place. So, you know, I think they'll get all that stuff out the way. Then I think they will, you know, release Starfield for a 2021 kind of late release, that November kind of release. And then I think they'll take some time, and then I think a Fallout 4 Special Edition will come out in 2022 rather, at about April, I think, would be a nice, you know, kind of release date for that. Then, of course, they can announce the trailer at, you know, this E3. They can announce what they're going to talk about, and I think they'll all do this in the Fallout press conference. You know, the Fallout conference, they'll, you know, probably talk about Fallout 76 updates, what to expect, everything that's coming, some couple of trailers. Hopefully we'll get some Fallout Shelter Online or a Fallout Shelter 2 news. For those of you who haven't as well, Fallout Shelter Online is, you know, currently out in some Asian countries. It's kind of version exclusive over there. There's reports that it will potentially come to a worldwide release. I hope we get that at E3. And then again, I think a Fallout 4 Special Edition announcement would be really cool. Now, of course, in my video, what I actually talked about, kind of what to expect is, I think a co-op feature will come. I think the ability to play co-op will be added to this game. I genuinely believe it. Now again, I'm not saying Fallout 4 Special Edition is completely announced, but I think it makes a lot of sense for them to do it. Of course, this gives them a lot of funding as well, you know, and some advertising. They could probably advertise some Fallout 76 stuff, a lot of funding for, again, future games like Starfield 2, Elder Scrolls 6, and a Fallout 5, and the Indiana Jones game, etc. So again, I definitely feel like this game will come out. A co-op feature will 100% be in it. I think that'll be the main selling point. Of course, next generation, you know, compatibility will be the selling point as well for it being on Xbox Series X and, of course, the PS5. I think as well, updated graphics will definitely be there. I think that we will also see the Creation Club potentially get revitalized. I think we'll have the ability to download bigger mods, and I think there'll be bigger mod storage. So I think all of that will come with this. A couple of things that I wanted to get into that I didn't really talk about in the other videos that I think they will add. I think they're going to add something secretive that will be, again, in a way that, you know, you can experiment for their future games. For example, they did the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition to experiment if they can port it onto the next generation. I think they will potentially release a Fallout 4 Special Edition as well to do another experiment, as well as funding. Funding will be a huge thing as well. And another thing I think they will potentially add to is deleted content from Fallout 4. Now, there is a lot of deleted content from Fallout 4. Fallout 4 probably has some of the most deleted content in all of gaming history. You know, there are so much things there. Supposed to be senators in the game, which had like completed models and concept design. It did look like there were supposed to be cockroaches in the game, which were like little rad roaches. They were supposed to be in there. There was supposed to be an underground vault, which basically in this underground vault, it actually be in the ocean. You could go there and then do a bunch of ocean quests. That's basically why the ocean is so empty in Fallout 4, is because there was supposed to be a bunch of ocean quests and a bunch of ocean creatures that were supposed to come with this underground vault, which would be in the ocean. There was supposed to be a full combat zone story with multiple characters. Again, the combat zone is kind of dead right now. You pretty much go there, see a couple people die, kill some raiders, and get Kate as a companion. But in realism, you were supposed to be able to fight at the combat zone, trade with people at the combat zone. There were supposed to be multiple vendors, multiple characters. I believe there was supposed to be a guy there named Patches. Again, I think that would be cool to see restored. There was supposed to be a super mutant refugee camp, which I'm actually making a video on. Don't know if this will be out before this one or not. This was supposed to be a settlement. And there was supposed to be the ability to become Elder. Again, these are just some of, you know, Elder of the Brotherhood of Steel. These are just some of the things off the top of my head. There is a lot of deleted content. A lot of this stuff is actually finished. And the reason it didn't make it into Fallout 4 is because they obviously, you know, due to time constraints, they couldn't implement it into the game. Again, there were some budget constraints. They were obviously starting to work on a tight budget, considering Fallout 4 had been in production for so long and they needed to get something out. Because they hadn't released like a mainstream Fallout on, you know, again, Elder Scrolls game in like 5 years. I think Elder Scrolls 5 was the last one. That was 2011. Fallout 4 came out in 2015, late 2015 too. Again, I think adding a lot of deleted content would be extremely cool and a selling point for a lot of people to come back. Not just that, a further commitment to maybe even releasing some DLC, you know, some extra DLC to this new special edition would be really cool as well. I just hope that they don't, you know, again, talk about DLC in terms of necessarily the Creation Club. I think Creation Club and DLC should be talked about as separate things. Again, the Creation Club would most likely be revitalized and be coming back as well. Again, some of you guys might be like, well, why do you think they're making a Fallout 4 Special Edition? What gives you the right to make a video like this? Do you have any proof? Well, yes, sort of. I do actually have a little bit of proof, and it's kind of in the way Bethesda are handling the situation right now. For example, for those of you who don't know, Fallout 76 was actually mainly developed by Bethesda Austin, which was a small-ish studio by Bethesda that has now literally doubled in size, I believe, since Fallout 76 came out. It's doubled in size in, like, employees, etc. there is a rumor that this studio is going to become the main Fallout studio, and ever since Fallout 76 has come out, they pretty much doubled in, like, you know, employees. It does look to be, you know, that's what a lot of people are saying. It's what I believe. It looks like they're going to become the main Fallout studio. But yeah, Fallout 76 has not been getting as much updates as it probably should. Updates are very slow. And again, this game as well gets one big update every like 6 to 9 months. That's a huge update. And the rest are like patches, hot fixes, etc. I believe they're working on something else on the side. Some people might say it's a Fallout Shelter Online worldwide release, but they didn't actually make Fallout Shelter Online. I believe that was made by their mobile studio, mobile phone, kind of app studio. I'm not too sure which studio that is. But again, that has been kind of the thing that has been looked to be happening for quite a while right now. It does also, seem to be that considering none of these, updates have been coming out, and they've had so much delays and etc., you could blame up to COVID, but with that many employees, etc., they should be having a lot more updates, which makes me think they are working on something on the side. Not just that, Fallout 76 was originally made, a lot of people believe, just for funding, and I know that it would have sold a lot, but it definitely didn't sell, more than I don't think 10 million copies, probably not, near the impact of Fallout 4, which was like 30 million copies. Again, I don't know if 10 million copies can really, kind of fund the future. For example, Bethesda, what it actually looks like they do is they actually borrow a lot of money from this certain company, and basically this company gives them the money, and then Bethesda have to pay it back, over the stretch, of the next couple of years. So that's how Bethesda get a lot of their funding too. But I think that, Starfield should bring in a lot of money. But again, you've also got to think about Starfield 2, the Elder Scrolls 6, a Fallout 5 potentially, a Fallout 3 remastered, who knows if that's ever coming. Maybe a Starfield 3 in the future as well, especially if Starfield 1 and 2 are successful. There's going to be a lot of money that Bethesda are going to need, especially considering they're looking at cutting edge technology. They have a lot of employees. I think having a Fallout 4 Special Edition, release gives them a lot of security, especially considering there is so much potential for this. A co-op, a lot of updates, all that deleted content that I think should be getting added to the game. Creation Club updates, maybe some DLC, updated graphics. There is a lot of stuff they could implement into this to make a lot of money. And again, once they've gone and released this, who knows, maybe more updates will rapidly come out to Fallout 76. And this could be a way to, maybe advertise Fallout 76. Maybe, who knows, Fallout 76 players on Steam or something, and on, who knows, Bethesda, maybe they get this for free. And this would entice a lot of people to be like, hey, let me buy Fallout 76 on Steam and on Bethesda so I can get, this Fallout 4 Special Edition for free. Who knows, that could be a way they could sell more of Fallout 76, because Fallout 76 isn't made, they don't make their money off that by selling the game. They make their money off the in-game store, which is the Atomic Shop. So there are a lot of ways Bethesda could really spin this. Of course, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all the latest Fallout content and gaming content and just Fallout news. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my sports channel and my IRL/vlogging channels if you haven't already. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.